let's talk some beef. Let's talk some, since we were just talking about this. So the Pusha-T, Drake. No, you good? So
is that beef though?
I mean, it's rap battle.
It's like rap battle. It's battle.
So wait. So for people who don't know the history,
I mean, it's polite. Beef.
Drake is
Pusha went in.
Drake. Wait, real quick, because some people who listen probably don't know about the whole shit. I mean, you could do your own research, but in recent years, Drake on Two Birds, One Stone had a couple words for Pusha T. Pusha T responds on his album Daytona, Infrared, and then Duppy Freestyle comes out. Drake, he says he has some hard bars in there. He says some mentions Pusha T's wife name, and then Pusha T goes all the way in.
That's how the street go.
Yeah, and it talks about it. I was gonna say, talks about his alleged baby mom,
right?
Baby,
who is a alleged porn star. Oh, she's
soft porn. Yeah. And then take some back and forth, and then basically, That's where we
I really think that
OVO 40 hunched over like he 80.
I think Pusha T baited Drake. He baited him.
He outsmarted him.
He baited him. I feel like he already had whatever rhymes he had in the clip already. It's like he already has 6 or 7 more.
But it was just for me. It was
I don't even give a fuck about none of this shit.
You're gonna talk about him being biracial. Okay, I mean that was weak.
His dad, Steve Harvey suits.
Yeah, it was like to me, all of it had no teeth. It wasn't, this was by no means Ether and Takeover in any stretch.
No, it wasn't.
This was nowhere near even like.
It wasn't even Jadakiss Beans.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that.
It doesn't have any teeth to it at all. It was like,
Jadakiss
all right,
Beans.
that was quaint. That was nice for 2018. It just felt like the NBA today. It just
wasn't
felt like,
even.
You can't touch a cat anymore. You can't really D them up.
But what about
everybody
all the people
shooting
who are saying he went
threes?
too
Nobody's
far?
driving to the hole.
What about other people? Not me, but
that's
people are
soft
saying
talk.
he went too far.
That's just soft talk.
I don't think he went
that's
too far,
coming from a 2018 perspective.
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas I'm a nigga that grew up in the 90s, and it's like I'm looking at the same hip hop to me and NBA are entirely parallel and aligned.
I mean, Tupac said, "That's why I fucked your wife."
Yeah, I'm like,
I fucked your bitch.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and I don't want that level of vitriol either, based on what we saw the end notion of what that became in terms of death. That was hard to live through.
Yeah,
but at the same time, there's a middle level to which I think could be applied, and this was nice. It was cool. It was quaint. Yeah. Everybody's got an album coming out.
Yeah.
So
and let's talk about that, right? Because I'm always trying to dial it back towards the engagement and the marketing, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So some of my day gig hustle, we had some conversations about the same topic, right? And a lot of us, I'm not gonna say a lot of us, but a lot of people are speculating that all this stuff feels pretty contrived.
Oh,
right. And here's the thing: you can't take it off the table. It might well be that, right? It could be intentional back and forth just to sell records, right?
Absolutely.
I will say this though: I do think it gets a little clouded once you start bringing in like real personal shit. Like I ain't gonna lie, you bring my wife into shit, I might fucking kill your ass. That's real. I ain't gonna lie.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna be real with you, right?
That's why he ain't go too far.
I mean, but if you look at the line of what he said,
it doesn't matter what he said. It doesn't matter. If me and you get into it at the fucking parking lot at the movie theater and we talking shit, fuck you nigga, suck my dick, whatever. And then you say, nigga, get back in the fucking car with your wife, whatever. Yeah. If you ever been in any type of street altercation, the minute you bring up your wife, it's escalating. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. And you can't tell that man, you OD, you hit the nigga with a bottle. It doesn't matter.
DJ
Envy, his wife. You know how it go.
DJ Envy walked off his own show.
Exactly.
Because of his wife.
I mean,
that was false though. I mean, that was false bravado. He had to do that.
He was extra.
He was in a dog with his wife.
And again, I said that was sucker shit that he did.
He knows it was sucker shit.
That was sucker shit.
I mean, all right.
I don't give a fuck.
The line,
you can't slap.
The line Drake said was, he said some Virginia.
I'll let it ring on you like Virginia Williams.
Blah, blah.
Yeah, but what?
They engaged.
Why you putting my wife's name in the song?
I mean, yeah.
And I'll take it even further for y'all. Fuck this beef. Didn't he say that Meek Mill had a wiretap? Isn't that real, to your point, personal, real life shit? Didn't he say if you marry her or if you marry him, make sure you get a prenup? Isn't that real life personal shit? But it sounded good. It sounded good because it was on the dance song.
They wasn't getting married.
We don't know that. He talking about real life people in real life situations. I'm not mad at either one. I'm just saying I don't want to hear no soft talk about niggas went too far and all this shit. Nah, bring up a nigga.
All right, real quick. Wait, real quick. What are you about to say? I was gonna kind of agree with Kofax.
Go.
I was just gonna say I think Pusha T's response, and I'm a fan of both. I think Pusha T's response was more disrespectful. To me, Pusha T's response was like super ugly. It was disrespectful, but the lines didn't directly get to picture.
Did the picture do anything for you?
No.
I mean, there's a context behind it.
Yeah, and I think, in all honesty, I think here's my whole. I was expecting if Pusha T keeps telling us that he's a rapper's rapper. I expected him to ether. I don't want you. Don't drag it out because as long as you keep sparring with somebody who's a fake singing rapper, then what happens is that person just starts to get more props in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, some of the stuff I think he hurt Dennis more than he hurt Drake. In all honesty, the stuff he was saying, it felt like everyone else was getting more affected more than Drake, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, yeah, I agree. Battle rap. Anything's up for grabs.
Right.
I do think
it just wasn't.
I do think that one.
It just didn't have anything that it was exactly. Like that moment where you just
it's just selling records.
But it didn't even do that to me. It was like it didn't have any.
Maybe not for you, but for the people that are not in this room, it probably did.
I mean, for me, real quick, I'm gonna come back to AD's.
It wasn't a Summer Madness smack URL effect.
Exactly.
That's what I'm.
It wasn't even a summer jam.
I think he's gonna drag it out.
He keeps saying he's drag it out. I agree.
Yeah.
But I don't think he should, because if he keeps dragging out, that just keeps boosting up Drake. Because
his album was dropping last out of everybody. I think.
I just feel like it was a false start.
Speaking of, have you guys seen that Sprite commercial where they sing Sprite? Yeah. That shit is smack.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Where
LeBron smack.
Where LeBron is throwing the pitch.
I'm like, what? I'm like, Smack should actually could he sue them?
I don't think he can. He can't just.
Oh my God!
You
guys
can.
know that was absolutely Smack. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
I gotta see that. I was just gonna say I mean, we don't gotta dwell on it, but to your point, Kofax, when I was listening to it, I was like, damn, this is disrespectful. But the thing for me, again, a lot of us are more hip hop connoisseurs, old school, is Takeover was surgical. Ether was surgical.
Even Super Ugly when Jay-Z said, I left a condom on your baby seat. That's more disrespectful than anything these two guys. This
the fact
is a pillow
Jay's
fight.
mom made him apologize.
Yeah. This is a pillow fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just wasn't, and it represents to me
where we're at.
Where we are right now. And it just felt like, I was like, oh, okay. Because I was listening to Flex, right, at the end of the night when Push dropped the second joint. No.
Addy Don? Yeah.
No, it wasn't Flex. It was Breakfast Club, and they were saying we're going to have Push. And he was like, yo, I'm going to start a rap beef. He was like, yo, you don't need to start it. Envy was like, you don't need to start it. It's already started. And he was like, nah, it kind of needs to be started. This needs to be leveled up, right? And that's how I feel. It just feels like, let me not say anything to fuck with, like Ye said on the end of the first album. He was like, I ain't gonna say nothing to fuck with my promotion. Right. That's what it feels like everybody's on right now.
I mean, yeah.
And to me, it's the same as the end of the game. Game 1, Warriors, Draymond versus fucking Tristan. It was like, neither of y'all really about to fight. Right. None of y'all know that this is going to fuck with your promotion. This might get y'all suspended for a game. Dre, you already got 3 texts. So back the fuck up. Yeah. That's where everything is right now. Everybody's conscious of the repercussions versus where it used to be.
Outside of the actual music,
I think it's all marketing.
It's all marketing because you look at what Drake put out with the whole invoice and I feel like it's corny. I think it's corny. But people talk about it. Brands do corny shit all the time, right?
Corny.
But let's just talk about that, right? Because you're talking about hip hop is a pop culture. hip hop artists are damn near their own brands.
I mean,
brands are a bunch of corny shit.
To your point, AD, I was just gonna say, to me, it's not just music, because allegedly
it's gotten beyond the music.
Allegedly, Addy Don was gonna be the name of Drake's Adidas line.
Right.
So it's music marketing, it's Adidas marketing, it's album marketing. It's a lot of shit that I think is all tied up to how we get the most people, because people are gonna come listen to Drake's album for a response, or they're gonna look for it.
Do we get into like the blackface and all that? Like, what we?
Oh yeah, we could talk about that.
I mean, let's finish up what we're gonna talk about.
So where was?
No, we were gonna just wrap up the marketing. And
well, yeah, I mean, look, I mean, at the end of the day, right? Both of these dudes got projects coming out, right? And you know, the whole good music and their rollout. And Drake seemed to be selling something like all the fucking time, right? So I just feel like, you know, this fabricated, if you want to call it beef, whatever, I just call it, verbal sparring, right? Sparring. But, you know, but for lack of better words, the public is going to look at it as beef, because beef is 4 letters and you can easily say it. It feels marketable, right? So I just feel like all this shit really is just another form of trolling, in my opinion, right? Because that's what people do now. People troll to actually get you focused in on what they're selling at the time. Love the Daytona album. But it's kind of dope that, you know, he put out some kind of content around quote-unquote beef to get you focused in on what he's doing. And then Drake obviously going to have some shit, right? His fans going to always rock with him. But I just figured that, you know, this is bigger than just quote-unquote hip-hop lingo here. This is like big marketing at its finest. It's the Pepsi versus Coca-Cola. But they're both sugar water.
Right. I agree.
All right. You want to talk about the blackface? All right. I mean,
okay, let's talk about that.
I mean, yeah, because that's something interesting, and
that's interesting,
that's
right?
That's kind of going overlooked.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think it's interesting that
that's a real picture.
The blackface that Pusha-T put out on Drake. Number one, I feel like Drake, he did come out and explain that, which I think is odd, because it's kind of like,
I mean, he has brands, so he has.
But that's my point. He has to talk about
explanation. I didn't.
Well, he put out an explanation that that he. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, my bad. So basically, the explanation is in 2007, when Drake was still acting, he was putting out a project with his friend, and it was talking about how like African American actors was having like a struggle or like a hard time with getting into the industry. So it was kind of like a reflection of how they felt at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So he was at the time doing something against black. Okay, I get it.
So it was kind of like allegedly. So he was saying like it was kind of like a call out to that and building awareness to the struggles of black actors.
Right.
So like that's what the whole, and it was the excuse me.
I mean, it's like bamboozled to me.
Yeah, like bamboozled.
Yeah, you can't say that.
But bamboozled was, I think it was different.
All right, I'm not gonna compare
I think because Bamboozle was a motion picture that you can see from beginning to end.
Right.
And this was just a fucking picture.
So real quick, just
with no context.
That was I actually had an argument with somebody about that, but that was my thing with the blackface. That, I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't have an issue with it, but once you hear the context, it's like, okay. To me, it's like, all right, in terms of the rap battle song, all right, he gives context, he tells why he did it. Take it out.
Wait,
all right,
so you're fine with that explanation?
I'm not fine with it, but
you said he did it, he explained it. Take it out.
I said take it out as, to me, as a diss in the song.
Yeah,
I'm not saying take it out of the culture.
Unfortunately, society ain't gonna say it that way.
But so to me, the biggest issue is that like most artists, I think Drake tries to be mysterious, and he's never talked about this.
No.
So that's the issue.
And that's the bigger issue.
That's the point.
That's the bigger issue.
That's the issue.
And I think a Pusha like Pusha, he knew that. He knew that this guy didn't really talk a whole lot about black issues, right? You don't have to, but he didn't. And then if he is talking about black issues, you started talking about black issues around the context of black actors and actresses, and you're addressing that by using this execution.
Yeah.
But you haven't done it since. What's the deal, right? That's number one. Number two, I find it mighty strange that he addressed the blackface, but he did not address the kid, the alleged kid.
That's true.
Right? I mean, look, let's just call it what it is.
But
racism.
One will fuck his money up, the other one won't.
I think the kid would probably fuck his money up quicker than the racist shit.
You think so?
I know so because racism
that we are right now.
Oh, the Me Too movement, 100%.
I don't know.
I think
they're
he's
still gonna have these hashtag guy playing in their bodysuits.
I think when it comes down to the kid, he's gonna have to get very strategic how he talk about that. The blackface, let's be real. You can come up with whatever narrative you say around that, and that'll just kind of make that go away because racism is so ingrained in what we do. You see, across the world, you see it comes and it just goes away instantly. It's vapor, unfortunately. It's so much. Everything is built on racism, and it's so understood that you see some racist shit happen, we almost desensitized to the shit, right? But a man such as Drake, I'm just making a point. A man such as Drake, who has a clean boy image, who's basically has prided himself in empowering women, right? He's not talking about a kid.
Here's the thing. There's
a conversation around Drake's next album. He was supposed to address the kid.
Yeah.
And Pusha T spoiled that.
That's hip hop. I'm sorry. That's hip hop. Hip hop you can't control that. You can't control a motherfucker like Pusha T. He gives no fucks.
He got nothing to lose.
You think he gonna wait to talk about that?
Yo, he's a 40-plus-year-old person with box braids.
Who cares?
You know he don't get... I care. Listen, I was reluctant to actually even listen to his project because he is plus 40 years old with box braids. I don't know why that rubs me the wrong.
In my opinion, I don't think the kid thing is going to hurt Drake. If anything, I think he's going to, in my opinion, marketing-wise, I think he's going to flip it and become... Everybody's going to be... Father's Day # Drake goals next year.
We'll see.
Here's the thing, though.
I can promise that's gonna happen, bro.
I think he has a killer man for his career to actually, and even then, I think he could spin that. Drake is like right now he's a machine in itself.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be hard pressed to kind of like bring him down. In all honesty,
hey, look, motherfucking Weinstein went down, Cosby went down. These are multi-millionaires.
Oh, did Weinstein go to jail?
Oh, he's been charged with rape.
He's been indicted.
Until he goes to jail.
It don't matter, bro.
He's been indicted.
Making a point. You know,
they don't bring an indictment unless they got the shit on you.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I gotta see him walk
the point
into
I'm getting
jail.
at, bro.
I'm not down it.
The point I'm getting at, bro. You know, look, as a guy who's obviously is a father to a kid who never came home. You know, for me, that hit me a little hard. Straight up. And I'm a man. So imagine other chicks out here. And his base is mostly women. So I'm just saying that we can't not dismiss that. Yeah. Especially since he haven't addressed that yet.
At this point.
That is true.
But then what about like that idea of like the celebrity keeping your personal life out of it? Like this is not me fighting for him.
Yeah.
But the idea of like celebrities don't like to bring like people
I'm sorry.
Don't know anything really about them.
You can't. It sucks. It's a battle. And at the end of the day, hip hop is hip hop. And
no, I'm not talking about the battle part. I'm talking about the fact that why Drake never spoke on it. You know what I mean?
And celebrities they're public figures. Unfortunately, their lives are gonna be put on display. That's just part of the game. Either you adapt with that or not, but it's gonna happen. I mean, look, you know, shit. Daytona got Whitney Houston's image of her bathroom on the cover. Now, who would have thought that would have surfaced as the cover of like a body of work, right? So, unfortunately, while it may be despicable for a lot of people, she's a celebrity. It's on the front cover of an album. Look, I have people in my own family that are drug addicts. Used to be, right? And people so I mean, you know, that shit happens.
My only problem with that cover album photo is he spent $85K on that photo, and then Ye just snaps a photo in Wyoming and puts that on his fucking album cover for free. It's
but
like
you got
$85K
to him is like 85 cents to us.
Right.
A budget is a budget.
Yeah,
it don't
budget,
matter
yeah,
if it's
right.
fucking 85 cents to him, bro.
I got 50 right now.
Yeah, he bought that.
I'm just saying.
He will never know that he bought that 10 years from now. He will never think about it.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but that goes to say what Drake said. You older than the guy you run behind. Like the guy you run behind told you to put that on your album cover. Like I mean,
That was weak to me though.
That was a weak line only because he's only a couple months older than you. It's not like
I'm like he's like 40s plus himself.
Yeah, they're around the same.
That's what I'm saying. It was toothless. It just didn't have any bite to me at all. It was just kind of like, all right, that happened. Next, what's new?
All this shit is
what's
marketing.
next?
It ain't even real.
Yeah,
it's marketing. It's marketing.
And then like
is any beef real though now though in hip hop?
If I was Drake,
we beef back in the day.
If I was Drake, I would like really attack the point that this gentleman has been in the rap game for over 16 years. His content has never changed.
I think he said that.
He said that
Drake
a couple times. Yeah,
he said that.
Well, you know what? You're probably right because I don't really listen to Drake that much. But he needs to he needs to do a performance. He needs to do like a performance. And have like a line like The Wire or like crackheads like coming onto stage and then showing the impact of drugs in the community and talking about like crack babies. Like that's what Drake needs to go with.
But Pusha talks about all of that. He's been talking about that since Kingdom. I mean not Kingdom Come, since Lord Willin'. Yeah. Like he's always talked about that. That's the beauty of the clips and Pusha is that they weren't kingpin niggas. They were corner Bodie niggas,
but
he talks about living a corner Bodie nigga life.
He talks about being the kingpin though. Like he
talks
much
as like a Rose, Rick Ross, not Rose, but not as much as like a Rick Ross or anybody else in the game.
Pusha talks about. I'm just looking for stock tips, like from Pusha T. Like
but see, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear.
I kind of do.
Talk to me about life as a drug dealer in Hampton, Virginia.
I hate to say it.
I've heard that already. It's the same story.
I hate to say it, but Pusha like Bane, he like the Joker, he like Killmonger. Them just them dudes. They don't give a shit.
I don't know.
It's gonna be very hard to like really say something that really hit that.
Also, too,
outside of talking about his wife.
His raps
that's what I was gonna say. Like,
I'm sorry.
If Pusha starts talking about being married and having kids and all this shit, I don't want to hear that shit.
No, I mean I get it.
I want to hear that drug dealer.
Listen, man. I'm just saying. I don't know, man. I just want to hear about like meetings and fucking. Ooh, shit! I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I mean, for Push,
it depends.
Push, I listen to him because it's like, all right, I don't hear that talk any longer. Everything is so extreme and exaggerated, and everything is such a high level. I'm on my G6. I got 5 of them.
It's like luxury
but
rap.
I'm like, and I'm tired of like champagne rhymes, right? I want fucking grime as
Warhol rhyme.
I'm standing in the fucking cold weather right now.
And Jay can't really do that because he got twins and all that
Yeah, and
shit.
I'm like, Jay's the only one that's really living the life that he's talking about. And
you say that is right.
And like I just feel like everybody else is living these lives like Tekashi and all these cats. You ain't made no money yet. Yeah. But you're talking all this bullshit about what you've done and you haven't done it.
I mean,
I feel like that's why I couldn't stand Rick Ross because I just felt it was so detrimental to the people listening that they believe all of this shit. Whereas Push, I feel like listen to Push. That's why you don't become a drug dealer because of what he's talking about in his rhymes.
You know what? Colfax, that's fair because like I kind of like stopped listening to Pusha T for about 10 years.
Damn.
Like after the clips first came out, the first few albums, like I was with that, but it's like, come on, bro. Like I need to hear about like how like you was moving packs with Silicon Sally, then you was having meetings in Silicon Valley. Like that's what I want to hear. Like what is the evolution?
That.
Like I mean,
it's certain artists that don't, I think, elevate.
Yeah, and that's what it's almost like with me and Shadow when we talk about Fabulous and he has on the Balenciaga do-rag on. Like it's like you are the same dude. Like when I was in high school, it's almost like that R. Kelly effect to what Colfax is talking about. Like when I was in high school and the girls in school and it was like the dude in a Toyota, he'll pull up to the school and he ain't been in the school in 5 years, but he's still coming back to the high school. Damn. That's how I feel. It's like, yo, bro, like move with the time. Like you look crazy to me. You old and crazy. And you got box braids.
But like once again, like I mean, this wasn't Push. This was Malice. But he's when he says, "But where there's demand, someone will supply." So I feed them their needs at the same time. Cry. Like to me, that's a street level drug dealer outside of the playground wearing multiple layers of clothes so when the cops do their first run around, you can change up. That's a life that I've seen and have lived at a certain point in my life where it's not cool. And that's what I always loved about the Clips because I grew up around a certain level of a drug trade.
Absolutely.
And I know the cats that these guys were. You know what I mean? And still are.
Here's my thing,
I don't know Rick Ross. I don't know that level of drug trade.
I grew up in Brownsville, Brooklyn. Same thing, right? But for me, Pusha T, for me, is just a bit outdated. Like, if I want to hear somebody talk about trap rap, like, I would listen to, like, Maxo Cream out of Houston. Right. I like to hear about new trap rap. Like, I don't want to hear old school trap rap. You talking about, like, was you there when Big Meat brought out the Tigers? Like, I understand it. I love BMF. Shout out to Big Meat. Shout out to, like, Blue Da Vinci. I respect it, but come on, man.
To me,
it's just dated.
I mean, just to wrap it really quick, I look at it more so like, if he's painting, if you're watching a movie that's a timepiece of this time period, that's what he's doing every album. I get what you're saying. It could get dated, it could get old, but he's basically redoing what he does on every album in kind of a new fashion in terms of like how he talks, how he uses metaphors and his lines. And for me, where he is in his career, I don't think I am not looking for him to
that's cool.
Diverge from what he does or do something new.
His chance to diverge was like his first solo album.
Exactly.
Right. At this point,
I don't know.
We know what the brand is.
Yeah.
Like,
and
I'm his first solo album.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is.
You just don't like old niggas.
No, it's not that. It's not that because, like, I just wish he was more descriptive. Like, I feel like his delivery is amazing. He stretches out lines to make you want to care about it, but he's not, like, at the following bar, like, finishing on. Like, I feel like I don't have any sense of, like, closure to the shit that he's saying. It's like, I'm just saying some fly shit, and I'm going to go on and say some other fly shit, but, like, talk about both sides of it.
Rose, I think your issue with Pusha T, if you want me to, jump in, is that there's, like you just said, there's no consequence to the drug selling.
Exactly.
It's just, I'm living this luxury lifestyle. I sold drugs.
Bro.
That's it.
You're talking about to Pusha or Rose?
On that album. I mean, Rick Ross. No, Pusha T. This album.
On Daytona?
I didn't hear no When Jay-Z, one of the best lines, in my opinion, hip-hop history, is Jay-Z Dead Prez. When he said, one day you're cruising in the 7, next day you're sweating, forgetting your lies. Alibis ain't catching up. Alibis ain't matching up. Bullshit's catching up. Hit with the Rico, they repo your vehicle. Everything was all good just a week ago. About to start snitching, ain't you? Raise up, bitching, ain't you? I forgive your weak ass. Hustling just ain't you. Like, he's talking about, yes, I rap about all these extravagant things, but at the same time, it's like, chains is cool, a cop, but more important is lawyer fees. Like, those, if you're gonna sell drugs, you need to see both sides of it. Like, I don't get that.
I mean,
from
but
Pusha
that's
T.
where we're at in the
I don't get that from Pusha T. So
yeah, I mean, when music. Trump is your president, there is no other side. There is no consequence. That's the whole point.
Pusha's been around before Trump was president.
But the point is, he released Daytona in 2018. There is a world. We live in a world now of no consequence. You can grab him by the pussy and live your life, unless you
get Me Too
and a man.
Until you get Me Too.
Right.
Until you're basically.
Shouts to Morgan Freeman.
You know, he was.
Though one
Morgan
of them
Freeman
came out
Joe
and said.
Clark.
But one of them came out and said.
You want to smoke crack? You want to smoke crack? This is what we're going to do to you.
One of them came out and said that was erroneous.
Oh, okay.
He'll probably get off.
I'm just saying. He's going
to
get his
balance to my balls,
so real talk. So real quick. Oh shit! Why does it sound like that? We talked a lot about music. We got cold facts here. Want to do some NBA talk, some basketball talk.
I want to do basketball talk. I don't know how much time you guys got.
Yeah, but you got time or you got?
I got to pop in about probably a half hour.
Okay. Right, so before that, the Black Thought album. Any thoughts on that?
Great.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Because I'm sorry.
Ninth was lackluster a little bit on the beat stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
Let's talk about
his bars. His bars.
Lyrically,
like
his
bars.
You know what's funny? Is like,
it's a lot of music
obviously
came out.
Huh?
It's a substantial amount of music came out this week.
That is true.
We're only talking about Daytona and Kanye shit.
That is true.
No, but
because real quick, ASAP Rocky did just drop same time as Daytona.
I think that ASAP dropped the album of the year right now.
Really?
Yeah. I think that shit is better than everything out right now.
I think his album in 2015 was the album of that year, in my opinion. Better than Kendrick.
Right now,
better than everybody's album. Whoever dropped that ASAP Rocky in 2015, the best album.
But as for the Black Thought, it's what Black Thought does. It's ridiculous top 10 lyrics of all time lyrics, but I don't know. It's weird. I'm kind of now at a place where mumble rap has now rejiggered my brain to the point where I'm like, damn, it's
too many words.
Yeah, it's just too many words.
Kovacs.
Not really though, because the push though, like
There's a balance. There's a balance.
But he ain't.
I agree with you.
Popular music is mumble rap, though.
I absolutely agree with you because that's how I felt. Like it was like a refreshing thing. I'm like, oh, what is he rapping about?
Yeah.
Like we don't listen to music.
Yeah, exactly.
Anymore.
I'm
so glad that I wasn't the only one that felt that way. I'm like, it's me, but I love Black Thought and I love Night. Words. But I'm like, God damn, he's saying too much right now.
He's saying too much.
Like,
and I'm just thinking,
but we've been trained to like now.
I'm a cat that's 40 plus, and I'm thinking, man, a 14-year-old ain't listening to this shit at all.
We're a year apart.
But I don't think he made it for that.
Wait.
But we're a year apart, me and you, Kovacs. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, he's spitting, but I don't want to feel like I'm following this shit because it's too much.
Yeah, but it's just too much.
But you know what's crazy? Because he actually had a line in there and said, "I'm not rap." What do you say? I'm not rapping for the millennials.
Right.
I'm rapping for the old niggas.
He said
I'm
that.
so sad to hear y'all say that.
And the album's an EP, only 5 songs.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Yeah. So I got through it, but not that I got through it. I enjoyed it, but.
Make it sound like a struggle.
Would I always judge something as how often in the future would I go back and listen to it when it's not the thing right now?
I feel you.
So
can,
like
because,
a year
because
from
how
now,
short
do I think? Let me go put on that Black Thought. I don't think I'll do that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I see your point.
I don't think 2 years from now I'm thinking of all the choices of music I have. Do I go put that on? No.
Those bars is crazy though. Like
the bars are. The bars are just the bars.
Yeah. But that's how I feel about
Mo.
But that's how I feel about you know what? That's exactly how I hate to jump back, but like the Kanye album, like I listened to it and then I listened to it again.
Yeah, I don't think I'll listen to it
to prepare for this.
Yeah, I don't think I'll listen to it a year from now. Like I don't listen to T-Lop a year from now, but I listen to Yeezus damn near every time I go to the gym. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I know Yeezus was great.
Real quick, I know Dell left, but I don't want to dive back into the Kanye thing, but the one thing I will say that AD brought up that I think is very important for the Ye album that I'm waiting until we have the whole rollout because I just feel like T-Lop was okay of an album, but again, until you went to the concert and the experience and the merch and everything that was going on around it, that to me made it great.
Right.
The album was okay.
But that's what makes Ye so important is that he is a multi-dimensional. That's why I say he's the single greatest hip-hop artist of all time. He is a multi-dimensional artist. You cannot just listen to the music. You cannot take everything in siloed isolation and judge it on that. You are so correct in the sense that it has to all be determined. And this sucks because now for historical purposes, 50 years from now, people who didn't go to the show, who don't have the merch, they won't be able to say, okay, if you took all of that and combined, even those that did will forget how all of that happened at one time because now I'm starting to lose, like T-Lop rollout is graying in my mind. Yeah. Like when Yeezus was rolled out and he took over the outdoor buildings, that's starting to gray in my mind. You see what I'm saying? So
it's
it
like
starts
if you're not
to
a part
fade.
of it or you don't
it starts to
then
fade
and
it's like, but the point is, I just believe that's why that man is the greatest hip-hop artist we have ever seen because it's art. The whole thing, the music, the merch, the Adidas brand partnerships, the store.
Honestly,
for a person like me, like the music, I'm all about the music. I always say that. But because Ye is so polarizing, like I don't want to hear what he has to say like 95% of the time. So that won't bring me to the concert. So I'm going to miss out on that experience.
See, but that's funny because I believe that's what he got from the Kardashians. I believe that the Kardashians came in, he was doing it already. He always wanted to have that. Whereas, and I don't look to them like they're devils like most people do. I think that they're just people who took the shot that they got. And that was the gun they had, and they took that shot.
I look at them as capitalists.
Yeah. So the point is, I think when he got in with that crew, that whatever, and the primary one probably Chris said, look, everything's got to be, one big deal. And at the same time, Donda was probably saying it from the other side. His crew, his art crew was like, yo, we got to make this entire thing, this gestalt, basically finishing the circle and say this is how it rolls out. So your album is only 1/5 of probably your entire rollout.
Exactly. It's just part of the experience.
Yeah.
It's everybody from Donda, Jerry Lorenzo, Matt Williams, Virgil, and the other guy, they're all doing exactly what Ye want to do with fashion and brands. You notice that?
Yeah, but Ye's doing it too.
He's doing it too, but they're doing it off the back of doing it shit with him. You notice that?
Yeah, of course, and that's the way you should go.
It's the Kanye effect.
That's to me that's the effect that I believe was successful. The most successful thing he's done is put his crew in positions to win.
And I think that gets when people talk about Kanye, I think that's what gets overlooked the most, right? Like the idea, like when I eat, you eat. Right. Like he's eating, his whole team is eating. Right?
I've been
like,
Jasper.
Look at all of them. Like you know what I mean. I think that's going to be.
I definitely salute that.
Now I'm sure Consequence has
that.
alternative thoughts on that.
I've always hated Consequence though, man.
Well,
he's always like an opportunist.
Cute is pretty good rapper.
I'm gonna get on.
Rhymefest has alternative thoughts to that. I'm sure. I'm sure a lot of the people that write for
they
Kanye,
ate though when they was like with when they was riding with them though, right? Like
I don't think either one of their deliveries is good enough for them to succeed as solo artists.
No, not at all.
You have to, but their pens were strong.
Well, real quick, we could turn that into a topic. It's like, can a not a ghostwriter, but can a writer be an artist? Because there's been plenty of writers who wrote for Beyonce, wrote for top artists, try to come out, and then their rollout was like, I don't want to hear you. Like Neo, I would say Neo is probably the most successful.
The Dream is one
pen
of
writer.
another
The Dream's music is
Really?
But he was successful though.
I thought he was successful.
I'll give you that.
Right?
I thought he was successful.
Royce the 5'9", another
Shorty
one.
is a 10.
That shit was fire.
Royce the 5'9" wrote a lot for Puff. I mean, so
Sauce Money wrote for Puff.
Everybody wrote for Puff.
I know. Sauce Money. I mean,
I love Sauce Money.
You can be like a ghostwriter or a writer for someone, but
Quentin Miller.
But a lot of times when you are the writer, it's the reason why you're not. The reason why you're not the star because you don't have that
quality.
Factor,
you don't got that.
Quentin Miller.
Yeah, well,
Poor
now he
poor
lost
guy.
a lot too, so it's even worse now. So.
Yeah. That's real.
Yeah, he had a car crash like 2016.
This is so crazy. I saw that and I didn't even know that was real.
Wow, the Drake effect.
Because everybody took, but that's the thing. Drake allegedly has a lot of writers. None of them pop. The Weeknd.
No, don't include The Weeknd in that. Right. You mean Party Next Door?
Party Next Door, yeah.
Yeah, right. The Weeknd is his own lane.
He is, but he wrote for Drake. He's the only one who he gave him a lot of songs. He gave him a lot of songs.
Special to me.
He is.
I feel like he's special.
But that's also politics and record labels and things like that. Keeping people suppressed so that their superstar, their money, their cash cow remains, at a certain degree. That's all of that. Because, there are plenty of people that are talented, that have that star gene and that quality, but have been suppressed by labels because they need to keep certain people in a certain place so that they can ride that. Yeah.
I said Carrie Hilson fell off when she dissed Beyonce.
Honestly. Yeah, she was wilding for that. And her feet look crazy to me.
What?
Oh my God. You ever seen her feet?
Sound like cold facts right now.
Her feet. What are you talking about? I never said no shit like that.
Bro,
you be saying some crazy.
Rose says that in and of itself.
Her elbow is kind of crazy.
I'm going in.
Anyway.
Her feet looks crazy. Anyway.
Yo.
The only other rapper that I thought that had potential to be a star and actually wrote for people but didn't pan out was Max B. Max B.
He went to jail.
He went to jail.
Shout out to Max B. Free the wave.
Star quality.
Free the wave.
Under the jail.
He had star quality.
Yeah, but that's back in the day. To me, we're at a point now where you don't need a ghostwriter to get over on this shit nowadays. You don't need to even write probably
words.
Yeah, words. You don't need 6 bars.
I don't want to PS.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. Do you
brought it back?
Do you want to
literary elements?
Are you an artist who wants to tour? Are you an artist who just wants to make a hit and tour off that hit, or do you want Grammy level status. Because then if you do, you might need a team.
I don't think they care about the Grammys anymore. I don't think they care about awards. I think it's all like.
I mean, it's
always been money driven.
It's not awards, it's reward that they want. They want the reward. They want the house in Malibu. They want the lifestyle that you can live with that. They want the G6. They want shit like that, right? I think the awards is a nice weekend for them and something that they can say later on, but you're not getting any bread off an award anymore. Right.
That's true.
This isn't the 80s with Luther Vandross and people like that, Lionel Richie, where you would get major money off of. You get a Grammy, you get a Pepsi agreement, you get a and stuff like that. Doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, it's about getting those follows up, those likes up,
right,
and shit like that. And you walk out of here with 1.5 million followers, then you can go get bread. You know what I mean?
You can get the deals without it. Like I remember, I want to say
direct to consumer.
This the kid. What's the kid from Gym Class Heroes? That dude.
Oh, Tiger's cousin.
Yeah,
the light skinned dude. Yeah. I know you're talking about.
I ran into him one year. He had a show, and I was there with my girl, and he was just chilling out in the crowd, and this is when he was still popping. This is like when they were on top in a sense, right?
Right.
And he had these
videos on MTV.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
He had these kicks on. I'm like, yo, how you get those? They were limited edition. Like no one can get them. Like you had to know somebody. So I was asking, yo, I got a Nike deal. And this is like 05, and I'm like, that was unheard of to me. Like an artist got like a Nike deal. That was like at that time it was just like you had to be like an athlete, right? So now these people are getting like you get a Pepsi deal just being popular,
right?
So like you don't need the awards.
True.
They just get the money because like they the most popular thing right now.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I feel like the awards is a great weekend. Like it's a fun thing to do. You can go sit in there front 2 rows.
Yeah.
And
it's
then
like an
go
awareness play. Kind of.
Yeah, and then it puts you in kind of a historical position. I'm a Grammy Award winner. It's kind of like when you watch The Jump, Steve Jackson is on there talking about he won a chip with the Spurs. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's the same thing. So, but at the end of the day, because everything is so fleeting now, that you're going to, that's a line, that's a demarcation in history of which you won the Grammy this year for that.